How's it going, everybody? David here with solarpowermyrv.com, and today I just want to show you guys how to use the app for the Epoch Lithium Batteries. So each one of these Epoch Lithium Batteries have an internal battery monitor. So the monitor is actually inside the battery, so you can see what's going on directly with the battery itself. So when you have a solar power system and you have any kind of issues, the first place you always want to start is with the batteries, and the easiest way to find out what's going on with the batteries is to see inside them. So the first thing you want to do is download the app. So this is what the app looks like. It's called Epoch Lion, and it looks just like this. So if you go to the App Store, you should see the exact same thing. So once you got the app downloaded, you're going to want to get near your batteries within a few feet or so, and you're going to want to open up the app here. Now, for first thing you're going to see is a bunch of numbers and a bunch of letters and weird stuff here. So first thing, you can scroll down to refresh it, and for instance, we got a whole bunch of numbers here, and that's basically because we got a whole bunch of batteries. So the closer they are together, they are going to kind of get scrambled. So what you're going to want to do, the first thing you want to do, which we do for our customers already, you're going to want to name the battery and find which one's which. So if you look at the MAC ID right here, you should also match the MAC ID sticker on the battery itself. The last number or last letter is AE. This one here is MAC ID. You can see the last number is AE. So that's how you can tell which battery is which. So what you first want to do is turn that particular battery on. Now once you turn the battery on, you're going to want to hit the dashboard down here at the bottom, and that's going to bring up all the battery information. So this is going to be your main page for your battery stats, and I'm going to explain this here to you in a minute. But first thing we're going to do is rename it. So click here, and this should pop up, and from here you should be able to name it whatever you want to name it. I'm just going to name this one Epoch 1. When you hit done and then hit confirm. Now see, I just messed it up here and I didn't hit confirm, so it didn't save. So let me try this again while I'm holding the camera, and we'll rename it again so you can see what happens if you don't do it right the first time. So we'll do that, hit confirm, and it'll restart, go back to the main page, and now you can see it's called Epoch 1. Voila. So that's that battery. So now typically you're going to have like 2 or 3 batteries. So now we're going to name the second battery. So we'll do the same thing, find a number that matches. This one's 41, for instance, last numbers. And this will pop up, and you'll do the same exact thing. I'm going to call this one Epoch 2. Not emoji. I guess you could name it an emoji, but we're going to call it Epoch, not 3, 2. Voila. Jesus. Okay. So we got Epoch 2, and now we'll hit confirm. So once you confirmed it, it'll go back to your main page again, and now you got both your batteries named. So we got Epoch 1 and Epoch 2. So now what we're going to want to do is turn each one on, and it's just hit it once and it'll turn on, hit it once, turn on. And that will combine both of them, and basically it lets the system know that those 2 batteries are in parallel. And basically it'll automatically detect it, however we wire it, but it'll do that. And so now here you see the main screen, and this is where you can have all your battery info. The top info here is going to be basically your average of the 2 batteries. So it'll tell you your percentages here. It'll tell you your battery voltage. You see the 0. This is your amps going in or out. And this is how much battery capacity you have. So this is 600 amp hours, and we have 278 left. So that's cool to know. And if you look down here, this will tell you the stats for each battery. So basically the top number averages them out, and these are brand new batteries, so they're going to come like halfway charged, and it'll average it here at the top. And you'll see the kind of the same stats here. The only difference is it'll be that particular battery. So you'll see your voltage here, your amps going in or out. If it's positive, that means it's charging. If it's negative, it's using power. This is your wattage used here. And then this is how much this battery has left in it, 136 amp hours out of 300. And then this is your cycle life. So this battery has 1 cycle on it. These batteries will last 4,000 cycles. So that means going from 0 to 100 4,000 times. And even after 4,000 cycles, these batteries will still have 80% rated capacity. So put it in perspective, 4,000 cycles is draining it from 100% to 0% and charging it back to 100%. And that's one cycle. If you do that every day, it would take you 11 years to get to 4,000 cycles. So the next thing you want to click on is cells. And this is going to tell you more detailed information about the internal battery cells. So it'll tell you, the voltage average on each cells and just different stats. This is mostly like if you have any technical issues. Another thing it'll show is each cell inside the battery. So if you have one bad cell, you can see it here, which is very sweet. And then you also have 3 temp sensors in here. So it has temperature readings at 3 different parts of the battery, which is great because these have internal heaters that automatically kick on. And then at the bottom, you can also turn on the charging or discharging of the battery from the app. So if you didn't want it to discharge, for instance, you hit it, and kind of sensitive here, but hit it and it'll turn off. That way it don't discharge. And you can also do the charging here. So if you don't want it to charge for some reason, you can turn it off. And that way it's very easy to store it. So we're going to turn these back on because they have automatic heaters. So the heaters are automatic. It's not going to have to, you don't have to do that, anything with that there. So if you look down here, this is the other battery. So you have 2 batteries here. So this is just the information on Epoch 1 versus the top one's Epoch 2. So a lot of people are curious about lithium batteries in cold weather use. So basically the way it works is lithium batteries don't like to be charged below freezing. So most batteries have protections in the battery which basically won't allow it to charge if it gets too cold. Well, these particular batteries have internal heaters in them. So what happens is if the temperature gets too cold, the heaters kick on and it warms up the battery enough so you can charge it and continue to charge it. Now the heaters only kick on with this battery when there's charging available, so it won't drain itself from its own heat, basically. Now, there are other batteries out there that do that, so you have to be careful when you buy heated batteries. These are not like that. They only charge, or they only heat up whenever they need a charge, which is great. So basically, they're automatic, and you'll see on the app here, whenever it's too cold, if it's basically below freezing, you'll see on the app, it'll say warning, low temp charging. And just from my experience, I keep one in my truck here in Colorado below freezing. And every day I use it. And, it takes maybe 10 minutes to warm up. And then here's the next page. It'll tell you a little heater here. And it'll show you low temp charging. And, it just basically charges what it needs to do. And once it gets to reach temperature, it turns off. And you can go about your business. So does everyone need heated batteries? Maybe, maybe not. But I'll tell you one thing. The one time you get stuck in a cold storm and you can't charge your batteries, you're going to wish you did have them. Even if you're in Texas, Louisiana, and Florida. We just got about a foot of snow in Louisiana. We're from back home. So no matter where you're at in the country, it's definitely worth having the insurance of having heated batteries. So the last page here, you can click About. And this is going to bring you to more information about the company and the battery manual. You can see here history of your batteries. If you click on each one, it'll tell you different history on it. You can also see battery events. If there's ever any kind of low temp charging, it'll tell you basically if there's anything going on with your battery, the date, the time, the temperature. So that's pretty sweet to have. Click back here. Some other stuff here they have. You can go to the Epoch Batteries website for more information about the batteries. If you're interested about battery care, you click that and it'll take you to their website and tell you all about your lithium batteries, how to maintain them, and all the details you would basically need to know. So you can definitely get educated here. And if we go back here, we can also look at the operations manual. They also have the operations manuals here. So if you're curious on more details on how everything works. Another thing they have here is the phone number if you need to call any service support. You can also email them here if you have any questions. And this is the address. where they ship from here in America. Yeah, so this is the back to the main screen here. So what we'll do here next is I'm going to show you a system live in action. So we got a 460 amp hour lithium Epoch battery here, and this is set up in our model box. This is kind of what we use to test all of our products and show customers and use of videos like this. So we got a charger down there charging another battery that's connected to the system here. And this is our website if you're ever curious about an installation. We do full solar power system installations. I'm David and my partner is Roland. Last name David, confusing. But anyway, yeah, this is we're gonna look at that main app here. So we're at 97% on this 460 amp hour battery. And if you look at it, we're at 13.3 volts. And if you look in the middle, it's negative 32A. That's the amps it's pulling right now. So it's pulling 33 amps per hour. So if you divide 33 divided by 460, that's how many hours it'll run it. And if you look at the bottom, you can see so it's about 430 watts or about 33 amps it's pulling from the battery. And it's also telling you a discharging time of 13 hours and 24 minutes. So it'll tell you a time remaining based on, the load here of what you're using. So since it's negative, that means we're using power from the battery. And what I'll show you here is we got the lights on. So I'm going to go here and click the discharge off. So this is going to turn the battery off. And if you see the lights just went out, my inverter just went out, all the power equipment turned off. So it turns off everything and then turn it back on here. And voila. Everything turns back on. So that's a pretty cool feature of this battery. I don't think there's any other batteries at this particular moment that has that feature. So what else I'm going to show you here is we're going to plug it in. This is simulates our shore power. So we're going to plug it in like we're plugged into a campground. Now if we look at it, we got a positive 68 amps or 70 amps. So that's how much amps we're putting in the battery per hour now once we start charging. So we're 97% full, and then at 75 amps per hour, we're going to recharge in about 10 minutes here. And which is charging about 1,000 watts or about 80 amps now. Now it's telling us 10 minutes, 11 minutes to full. So that's what happens when you start charging it from any kind of source. And then as soon as let's say we unplug it here. Oh, now we're back to negative 33 amps. So now we're using power again. And you can see now it's discharging again. And we're using power. Speaking of using power, so if you're interested in a power system like this for your RV, check out our website, solarpowermyrv.com. We do full power systems, solar panels, batteries, inverters, alternator chargers. We do the whole system for you. We're out here located in Denver, Colorado. So yeah, we get pretty busy in the summertime. We get a lot of campers. We're easily located off of I-25, right north of Denver, next to Camping World. So it's very convenient, and we're very close to the Rocky Mountain National Park. So if you want to come up and stop and take a little vacation and get your solar power system installed and then head out to the mountains, we're about 20 minutes from Boulder. So yeah, this is what we do here. We do full Victron systems. This is whatever plugs you need, we can put them on there. We add main switches. Everything has master switches and resettable breakers. And then we also got touchscreen systems, which are Wi-Fi capable, so we can see your system anywhere in the world.